Hey, hello everybody. Adilola Shokoya here. So good to be here again. Today I quickly want us to look at before we, actually go deep down into the markets, for the week. I want us to look at, one of the things making headline. Last week we were expecting the the president of the United States. There was a meeting where it was part of that meeting, and everybody was expecting to talk about what he wants to do to the present Federal Reserve, Chairman of Federal Reserve, Powell. He's been very vocal about telling him to cut interest rates. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen any in recent time. I don't think I've never seen a sitting president, in the US that is this active about the financial industry, that's so active and so outspoken, like President Donald Trump. I think the same thing he did when he was the president the first time. So having said that, the market sentiment was he was eventually going to replace the present Federal Reserve chairman. But last week he concluded that he's not going to sack him. I think the secretary, if you read what the Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent reportedly told President Donald Trump not to fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, according to the Wall Street Journal. So, as you can see that headline that the President Trump is denying that he even thought about it. But if you have been following what has been going on social media and you have been listening to what the president has been writing, you would have heard him so many times talk about he's going to sack him, he's not doing a good job and all that. But having said that, the key thing is what's the effect, of this statement that he's been making. Let's go check the chart, because that's where that's where we see the reinterpretation of what is happening. If you look at the dollar index has actually really taken a beating this year. Why? Because there's a lot of uncertainty in the US, especially in the US. Like I said earlier, I've never, come across in recent time somebody that is very interested and not only interested in the financial market, but is also very outspoken, like the present president. Except, of course, if you look at it when he was president the first time, and then what you will notice is that price, for the dollar index, market has really tanked a lot. Ever since the president has been talking about tariff, and we saw that, what we can see that price has been pushing down, seriously. A lot of people have been, selling off the dollar. Why? As a trader, you have to understand why all these things are happening. The reason is simple. Uh, Major player in this market, they don't like uncertainty. They don't like uncertainty. Anything that is showing like they are not too sure, they will rather, they will sell off that currency or whatever asset that they are holding. The market don't like uncertainty at all. The market like to participants in this market. I'm talking about major participants. They want to see and they want to actually uh be able to say, okay, this is what the market is going to do based on what we have heard. Okay. Nobody can actually predict the market, but at least they want to have a little bit of an edge to be able to know, okay, which direction the economic policy of this particular country is going to. So that way they can decide, when they are planning for the year, when they are planning for the quarter, and all that. So, but having said that, you can see that the dollar actually, but in past 3 weeks, the news around President Donald Trump going to sack the Federal Reserve chairman has been hovering around the support. And so the price actually has bounced off a little bit. I think for the dollar, another thing that a lot of people are also waiting for is the interest rate announcement by the FOMC coming up at the end of this month. On the there's going to be a FOMC meeting on the 29th to on the 30th of July. So that is where they will decide whether they want to cut interest rates or they want interest rates to remain the same. But so far, so good. I think the Federal Reserve chairman has not been silent as well. He's made it known that I think for this July meeting, they are not likely to cut interest rate. But however, a lot of people are waiting for that news. So, but even I haven't said that, I see that price has been pushing back a little bit. The dollar has, started gaining some traction. All right, as you can see, we've been on the daily chart, you see that we have been pushing back a little bit. So this particular trend line that I just draw out of the blue, I'll be looking forward to see what is the how market react around this trend line. This is to see what price would do around that trend line. If there's a surprise on the 30th on the announcement of interest rate, we are likely to see what I mean by a surprise. Let's say the Federal Reserve all of a sudden now say they want to cut interest rate, because the majority of people, are looking forward to the Federal Reserve keeping the interest rate the way it is. I think it's between 4.5% right now. Let's say the Federal Reserve now say they are taking a whole percent, let's say 1% off. You expect the price market to actually, crash. So I strongly believe that for this week and into next week, before that news, we might see dollar be ranging around this area. Because like I said, market does not like uncertainty. Everybody will waiting for that particular news. But I would say that let's see what other assets have been doing. Let's go check what Bitcoin has been doing. Bitcoin last week, actually, we saw a very great move, pump to around 123,000. And then we are pulling back a little bit to rest. I strongly believe that Bitcoin still have, from now to the end of the year, a very, very, very huge opportunity of pushing forward. I've seen a lot of speculations when it comes to Bitcoin. Some people say Bitcoin should do 200,000, 250,000, a lot. But like I said, what we have outside right now, the policies by the United States actually favor the cryptocurrency industry. So I'm expecting to see Bitcoin to keep pumping. We might be having intermittently pullback like so. All right. And then we continue to have a pull up. If you notice the way I arrange my chart, Bitcoin is actually we're actually sitting between around $98,000 and 123,000. This is actually my swing structure. But if you look at it critically, you notice that for the past couple of days, Bitcoin has been forming support around this zone. Let me see if I can get that. You see, we've been forming support around this area. So around that $115,000 dollar area, we've been bouncing off around the support. If this support holds, and it doesn't break, we are likely to continue this trend to the upside. All right. But if we have a pullback, I'll be waiting to look at, where is it going to stop before that continue uptrend. Let me get my fib, maybe we will see a 50% retracement to this zone. We see a 50% retracement to around the $110,000 zone before we continue that uptrend. But plus or minus, I expect, Bitcoin to keep pushing to the upside. All right. That is if there's a break of structure below this support area that Bitcoin has formed, we are likely to come to this 50% retracement zone. All right. So going forward, I'm still super bullish on Bitcoin. Very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I'm still very bullish. I'm still holding some Bitcoin as we speak. All right. So I would say that let's go see what gold has been doing. Gold has been cooling off. We've been seeing a lot of cool off from gold. If you look at the weekly chart, you will notice that we've been pulling back. I think we've been experiencing some sell-off for the past say 2-3 weeks right now. I think around July 16 and the 16th, we may actually be pulling back. But then I will say that as well. 2 weeks ago, we bounced off from here. This pullback happened like about this was in June. Sorry, pardon me. This was like last month. But then since around that June 25th, we've been bouncing off this support. Let's go to the daily chart so that it can be a little bit clearer. As you can see, price has bounced off support around 3,200. I'm still bullish on gold. Gold is showing a lot of bullish move as well. If you look at what price has been doing on the weekly time frame, you see that what we have is a bullish move. We have pullbacks and continuation. So this is what we have with gold. So like I always say on this channel, I try to avoid selling gold as much as I can, except I can confirm I can confirm that that pullback area is valid. If not, the best way to trade gold the past couple of years is to just wait for pullback and then you buy. And then you buy. I will say that on our free Telegram group, we'll be posting free signals on gold and other assets going forward. So somewhere in the description you'll see our free Telegram group you can join to also be a part of that. So I would say that on gold, looking for a buying opportunity is the way to go. Right now, we form support around 3,200. So gold is looking like, but although it's been ranging for some weeks now, it's been ranging between 3,300 and 3,200. Like I said, 3,280 and 3,360 something. So like I mentioned, you want to look for opportunity to buy anytime you see a very solid pullback. Right now, I won't be looking to buy it. Why? Because we are sitting around a resistance zone where price has been ranging. So I'll rather wait. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I'll rather wait for price to come to this zone, to this area, to see what price will do around this area, and then before I shoot my buy. All right. So let's see other pairs. Let's see EURUSD. Okay, let me go here. So I think that's I want to start. We'll soon be rounding up. The market is just opening, as you can see. So everywhere it looks silent. But I would say that I think EURUSD is looking like it's about to sell off. We look at the weekly time frame. We last week we saw this pullback, but towards the end of the week, price actually did what? Bounced off. All right. But if you go to the daily time frame, we are sitting on the support. Price bounced there some couple of times. So I'll be waiting. There are two ways I'm going to be playing this game. I can wait for a pullback, proper pullback, and then look for confirmation to sell before I start selling USD. Or the best way to play it is to be patient, sit on my hands until I see a break of the support. Where I see price break support, pull back, and then you sell. You sell into that sell-off, and the price continue. All right. But I always love for price to pull back properly, because that way you can enter at a premium zone and then you take your sell. Well, for this week for EURUSD, I will be either looking for opportunity for price to pull back and wait for a confirmation for sell-off. I think we had price do that on. I really didn't do that. Okay, this was 2 weeks ago. Price open and pull back, as you can see, and then we take that, and the price did what? Fell off from there. All right. So if I see a proper pullback, I'll be looking for opportunity to sell EURUSD. Same thing with pounds USD. Pounds USD has been showing a lot of weakness. But right now, last week on Friday, we actually closed the week price sitting on a support around 1.33, and it's still bouncing around that area. So for pounds USD, I'll be waiting for price to take out this support, as you can see, before I start, jumping on a buy. Oh, sorry, jumping on the sell. I mean, for the short term. Let's quickly check what the JPYs are doing. I'll just check USD JPY. I think when the market opened, we saw a gap for JPY, and price is filling that gap very fast. One of the original with currencies that when you see any gap opening, you are sure that price will fill up that gap before it continue moving in whatever direction it wants to go. But USD has been very bullish. If you look at the daily chart as well, has been very, very bullish. The price has bottomed out around this zone around 140.5654. we have been pushing to the upside ever since. So going forward, a pullback into this area, and then I'll be looking for a buying opportunity for USD JPY, probably 50% retracement before that trend continues. I expect to see price pull back into this zone before price, starts going upward to the upside, like so, and the price continue that uptrend. All right. So lastly, let's quickly see pounds JPY. If you want to learn more, you can make sure you subscribe to my channel. Also, join our Telegram group. I'll be dropping the link in the description. Like I said, we'll be starting a free signal service very, very soon. Very, very soon. We'll be launching. Although we'll be posting like this video I'm making, I always post it there. So we'll be posting signals, free signals, and how you can also take those trades. Very simple. Well, we are going to be making it very, very simple so that even if you don't know how to trade, you can participate, and it's going to be free. All right. So going forward for pounds JPY, has been for a lot of, for the best part of this week of this year, it's been bullish. As you can see, it's been bullish. So last week we are testing this high, so this trade is a trade I've been watching. I'm out of the trade, but I'm watching it to see what it's going to do around the zone. Is it going to take out this high, or is going to pull back? So this is a trade I'm sitting on my hands to watch, maybe the next couple of weeks, to just see how price will react around this zone. That is for pounds JPY. All right. So I'll be calling today. Yeah, I'll be seeing you guys in the Telegram channel. Have a beautiful, beautiful trading week. Thank you.